Let's turn a piece of scrap leather into a simple lighter holster like this. Hey everybody, welcome back to Lucanator Farms. Today we're going to be doing something different. We're not going to be out in the garden. We're not going to be out in the apiary fooling around with the bees. We're going to be trying something else. I just thought I'd show you guys how I make these simple, quick leather lighter holsters. It's a great way to practice the fundamentals as far as making sure your lines are straight, getting all your holes punched, making sure your sew job's pretty decent. Actually rescued that piece of leather from an old purse that was getting thrown away. I'm using 100% reclaimed materials in these, so as you can see my edge isn't burnished as well as I would like, but it's really hard to bevel this stuff. It's really thin. I believe it's chrome tanned, not vegetable tanned, so it's just really difficult to get that nice clean edge on it. I'm sure there's a way, I just haven't learned it yet. Alright, so step one of this project or any project like this is going to be getting a pattern. So I have this pattern right here. I think I have a link to it. I'll be able to put it in the description for you, but basically you just print it out on a normal piece of paper. Usually you transfer it to cardstock. That's what I would recommend. It's a little bit better. I don't have any, so I had to resort to the cardboard. The cardboard deforms a little bit after you've used it a couple times, but a good piece of cardstock or anything that's really going to hold an edge very well, just so you can use your awl to mark out the sides. If you transfer that pattern to something a little bit thicker, you just take that, throw it right on your material. You can trace it out with the awl. I'll go ahead and show you that. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and take this. I'm using one hand right now, so I'm not actually going to trace it out. I'll do that off camera just so I have an extra hand. But you're going to go around this border just tracing everywhere using your awl just like that. Alright, so after we're done, we're going to go ahead and remove that. And as you can see, we basically just scratched an outline right into that leather surface. And then we'll go ahead and take our ruler, lay it right here, and use the straight edge to cut it. I'll go ahead and show you. So basically I'm just going to try to get a good little line with the ruler and just cut it with this. Again, I'm just using one hand, so I'll go ahead and cut that off camera and get it all cut out for you. And then I'll show you how to do these corners. Really use a million things to cut this leather right here, from the X-Acto knives to something just like this. I would recommend whatever feels most comfortable to you. I used these for a long time, so something simple like this. The blades are cheap, easy to change. That's the biggest thing you need to worry about when you're cutting the leather, is making sure you have a sharp blade. Every time I sit down at the bench, I try to give myself a fresh blade. They're not too expensive. It really shows in your work when you get done. Alright, now that our piece is cut out, go ahead and remove all the other stuff. Alright, now that we got it all cut out, don't worry about getting those corners done. We'll show you how to do that in a little bit. The next thing we'll do is go ahead and glue the corners. Alright, so now that we have that all done, we're going to go ahead and turn it over to the flesh side and then take some of this glue and then apply it right along the edges, just those three, and then sandwich it up, and then we're going to put this slab of quartz right on top. So now that the glue is on there, we're going to go ahead and use this to just tap 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 and spread it around all on the edge. As you can see, we have this all glued up. We're going to go ahead and close it and then apply this weight. So this is our slab. We're going to go ahead and pull this off. All right, so with the slab off, as you can see, our glue on the edge took pretty well, but not so much on the bottom. For all intents and purposes, we just need this glue to be able to hold it in place while we're punching the holes. It's going to be the stitch that actually holds it together. So I think even though that happened, it's going to be okay. What I like to do is go ahead and true up these edges. So like as you can see, the edges are not perfect. So I just like to get them cut straight, and then we'll go ahead and cut that corner as well. All right, so now with these edges all cleaned up, nice and straight, we're gonna go ahead and show you how to put that little curve in right there. I actually like to use this penny right here, and we'll just lay it in the corner and hold it real tight and get it like matched up pretty well amongst those edges right there. Then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just use that razor knife and just cut it off real flat. Try to keep it as straight as possible. Any imperfections we'll go ahead and take out during sanding. So as you can see by using the penny, we got a pretty good circumference on that. It's not perfect, a little jagged, but we'll fix that when we get down to sanding and trying to clean that edge up a little bit. Next thing we're going to do is create this stitch line. It's going to run along this side right here. To accomplish this, we're actually going to be using a pair of wing dividers, putting one edge right here along the edge and running this other one kind of into the meat of the leather to create a slight indentation, which we can run our pricking iron right down. All right, so I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but there is a slight indentation just right there. Kind of hard to see on camera, but it's there. Oop, that was kind of a good view of it right there on that corner. And then we'll just run that pricking irons right along that line to create a nice little hole so we'll be able to stitch in and out. So this is everything we're going to be using to create those holes, using the pricking irons right here. I have the block right here, and then on top of the block I have this really thick plastic self-healing kind of material, and then I have this piece of leather right here that I actually set directly underneath, and I use the pricking irons just like that right there. All right, so as you can see, we got all those holes punched all the way through. When you're working with leather, it's not like working with fabric where you use the needles to actually poke the holes and have it go through. You actually remove the material there or cut the material there and fish your needle through. The needles are really blunt. We got this bad boy all stitched up and everything. We're just going to be doing a simple saddle stitch today. You can see we just got done. I do really like using this white thread right here. I think it really contrasts really good with the leather itself. So I got done with this. We're going to go ahead and trim this and then burn the edges down, get them all tamped down, and we'll move on to the edge work. All right, so as you can see, we got that nice stitch pattern right there. That edge came together perfectly, no problem at all. Next step is going to be working that edge, see if we can't get it a little bit better. First thing I like to do when working on the edges, I'll take some sandpaper, kind of rough up these edges, and then I'll use it to shape this corner a little bit more, get rid of those sharp angles, get it one nice little circumference right there. So after I worked it with that sandpaper a little bit, disturbed all those fibers on the edges, got my corner a little bit more smooth, we're going to go ahead and go with the sandpaper and just go in one continuous direction instead of going back and forth, just to get all those fibers faced the same way. I'll take a lighter, run it along the edge to get rid of some of those nice long strings, and then we'll treat the edge. Alrighty, so after that, we're gonna go ahead and treat the edge with some Tokonol. We'll just take some on our finger, run it along that edge, let it soak in for about a minute or two, and then we'll go ahead and use our burnishing tool right here, try to work all those fibers down and have it look all pretty so we can get a good before and after. This is what the before looks like of it. Alright, and there's the after. Not super great, but definitely a marked improvement. Definitely have room to improve. So now we're going to go ahead and remove that excess glue that we have there. We're going to go ahead and pry that with our burnishing tool. All right, so now that the full opening is open for the lighter, we're going to go ahead and put the lighter in there and just test fit it, make sure it fits. All right, so I got it all fitted up. Fits perfectly. Pretty nifty, pretty nifty. But yeah. Appreciate you guys watching the video. If you wanted to pick this up or any other little leather creations, I will have my link to the eBay in the description. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a blessed day.